You probably know the importance of habits by now, and maybe you actually implement some habits on your own in your daily life. And while habits can be very beneficial, there is a problem that you have to look out for, and that is too many habits can actually be detrimental. I've shared many of my habits in the past, and what actually happened was over time I kept adding in new habits. I would learn from this person, I would learn from that person, I would implement their habits into my life. I'd watch a video, I'd implement that, I'd read a book and implement like a few more. And before long, I had like 10, 15 habits in my habit tracker that I had to do every single day. All these different habits had unique and different benefits, but after a while, when life stacks up, you got school, you got work, you got all these different stuff going on, there's just not enough time for all these habits to do all of them. It's just not sustainable over the long run. So after grinding through and struggling and trying to juggle all these different habits, I knew I had to take a step back and rethink my process here. What I did was reset it all. At the start of September, I got rid of all the habits. I took a blank page in my journal and thought deeply, what are the essential habits? What are the actual core ones? Get rid of all the garbage, sift through all the nastiness, all the habits that aren't actually essential. Give me the ones that actually are life-changing. Those are the ones I want to focus on. While I was trying to figure this out, what I did was I actually turned through my journal. I was looking through the old habit trackers, and I saw some of these months had like 15 habits, like I'm saying. But going through them, I found a bit of a pattern. I found some key ones that were always there since the beginning. And these are the basic ones that I want to focus on from now on. Moving forward, these are the ones I want to share with you today. The reason why we don't need to do 10 to 15 habits, all these different things every single day, is because, let's be real, we don't have time for all of that. And so what we have to do is we have to think really quickly. What are the 20% of the habits that we do that give us 80% of the results? This is Pareto's law, right? And so we're gonna get rid of all the 80% of habits that we're doing right now that are only giving us 20% of the results. And so for myself, when I was doing this process, when I was thinking about what are the 20% of habits that are giving me 80% of the results, I found the essential habits. Well, I've talked about these habits in the past, but I think always reminding you these things, telling you over and over again will help you actually ingrain it into your brain and actually apply it. The first habit is, of course, exercise, working out. This is so important. I've talked about the benefits over and over again, but it's really something that a lot of people are not going to want to do, but you're going to have to do it anyway. It teaches you self-discipline, and in so doing, it teaches you self-love, self-care. After you do it a lot, you're going to realize, dang, I don't want to do this workout today. You're going to get in there, you're going to push yourself to do it because it's a commitment, right? Building consistency, and then you're going to do it anyway. Builds discipline, and with that type of mindset, you can apply that to anything else in life. That consistency is crazy. It's important. Keeps that routine and builds that structure for your life. The second habit is, of course, meditation. You already know I'm a big advocate for meditation and mindfulness. And I'm not going to go through all the benefits here, right? But think about it. Imagine if we all meditated every single day. Imagine if we did that. Instead of always being fully immersed in our thoughts, we'd be fully immersed in our senses. We'd be aware of the present moment. And that is one of the most important things that we can do that will literally change our life. The third habit is journaling. It is one of the most important things that I started doing, and it is just so effective. Just being able to just drop all your thoughts on a piece of paper will just help you think clearly. A lot of times we have these things running in our head, we're confused, we can't think properly. When you actually write it down, you find that everything just makes sense. You're just able to see from a different perspective. It's really weird, but try it out for yourself. Just if you have a lot of stuff going on in your life, just write it down, and you'll just be able to see it a lot better. But when I think about journaling, just imagine if everybody journaled over time, over years, and just a consistent practice. Dude, we'd have a lot of people who finally actually understand themselves instead of just understanding some idea of themselves, some projection of the self. The fourth habit is nature outings. Wow, when I started going into nature a lot, it changed my life. And the reasons that I'm gonna say nature is part of the essential habits is actually gonna be a bit unclear. I'm gonna leave this a bit unclear. The benefit that I'm gonna say about nature outings is that when you go out here and you actually see every single thing out here as your teacher, you will gain wisdom. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna leave it mysterious. I want you to go out here and I want you to see these trees, these leaves as your teachers. I want you to see the dirt on the ground as your teacher. I I want you to see the clouds as your teacher, and you find what happens after a long time of having this type of mindset and really dwelling in nature. The fifth essential habit is prayer. Prayer is essential, and while many of us might not be good at it, I definitely encourage you to stick with it. You don't have to have some extravagant prayers. You don't have to speak with a bunch of eloquence and have all these big words. None of that. A lot of verses in the Bible actually say, speak from your heart. And even actually having a few words is better than speaking volumes like the Pharisees did. So pray every day, and maybe you actually don't see what's the point. But actually, I encourage you to just keep going, keep trying. And I think you'll see some growth in that area over a long time. Prayer is also a tool for self-reflection. When you think about it, when you sit down to pray, you're thinking about life. You're reflecting on what's going on in life, what's going on with the people around you, your friends, your family, the future and the past, and you pray about those things. So it's a great way to reflect. The sixth and last essential habit is reading. I know a lot of people are going to be sighing, they don't want to read, but I can tell you this, that learning is so important. We have to be constantly learning. You can sit here and do all this stuff every single day, but if you're not learning anything new, then you're just gonna be the same person. You always have to learn new things, and so reading is the best way to do it. When you pick up a book, think about it. Some dude wrote this book. It took him years and decades of his life experience, put in a book, and you can read that book in a couple weeks, a month. And so the amount of growth that you can have is absolutely insane. You can have so much growth because you're learning from all these different people, all these different perspectives, and applying it to your own life. I think if we're consistent with these base habits, we're gonna see a lot of personal growth over time. The key is consistency with all of this. I think that these base habits, these essential habits, are the best bang for our buck, the best value for our energy and time. And lastly, a quick reminder, make sure to use Pareto's 80-20 law in everything in life. Most of the time we think we're doing a bunch of good things, but they aren't actually necessary or actually holding us back. So that's it for this video. Just remember, if anyone that knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. So please kill the flesh.